Hi friends, my name is Gena and I am the creative here on YouTube behind creating Daydream. And today I'm going to be bringing you a paper crafting Bible journaling process using Brianna Showalter's new release, Whatever for Illustrated Faith. And if you watch my videos, normally I share the entire new collection and I filmed it, but I cut off some of the top of it and I just don't want to do Brianna dirty like that. So I shared it in the beginning. I will share it in the end. And then also, really the paper and the ephemera, it's much more beautiful in person and it actually shows up so nice in my video here. So I will link both sets. She has an ephemera and a card set this month, as well as these gorgeous papers. And I will link them in the description. I will also share the photos again at the end of my video. And if you are not aware, she's a part of the Better Together team for Illustrated Faith. And the first 3 days, they are on sale. The new releases are on sale. So that's the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So be sure to check them out during the sale. But honestly, this collection is going to be great through spring, through summer. It's going to be something I use all year round. Okay, so I'm going to get into this a little bit and then I'm going to share Brianna's heart behind this collection and what it's all about. But as you can see, I laid out paper and she has 2 different pattern papers on 3 pages. And my initial thought was to make like a little folding pamphlet to come out of my Bible, and that's why you saw me line up papers. I ended up changing that, and right now my focal point is her verse, Philippians 4:8. And what I'm just doing here is I'm looking at the various pieces. Obviously, they're all cut out, and as you can see, they're beautiful. The florals, the birds, the little pots with the plants, and Brianna's a watercolor artist. She also does acrylic, but primarily watercolor for Illustrated Faith. So everything you see, she has done, and a lot of times she shares this on her Instagram, so that will also be linked. Be sure to go follow her. She is an absolute sweetheart. And I personally think it's so interesting to see how something comes to life. So again, give her a follow. Check that out. You're going to love it. So as you can see here, I am auditioning my pieces. That's some of the ladies in my comments. Thank you for that word. I like to kind of lay things out and look at them. And yes, I'm a fussy cutter. So all of this I did fussy cut. And usually with florals, I'll kind of keep them not exactly fussy cutted if I think that I may use them some other way. So you're going to see me take some apart and take some of the leaves off. That's just something I like to do. So while I'm kind of putting this together here, I want to share Brianna's heart behind her collection. Okay, so Brianna says, when I was writing a recent devotional on peace, and just to insert something here, that is a circle of quiet. It's the Lent card she did, but those can be used any time of year. So if you haven't picked those up, they're still available. And if they're not available in physical format, go get them in digital. Okay, back to what Brianna is saying. I came across Philippians 4:8-9 and read it in a new way. In the past, I had interpreted these verses to just encourage me to think about good things. But God sent Jesus down to earth both as the Prince of Peace and also as an example of a way for us to practice peace. These verses were the lens through which Jesus viewed the people and the world around him. He sought out the true, the noble, the right, the pure, the lovely, the admirable, the excellent, and the praiseworthy, and encouraged us to also think about such things. So much of following Jesus is actively pointing our minds to be more like him, choosing to practice the way of Jesus, the way of hope and peace, rather than the way of fear or anxiety. She says a little bit more about the cards. I did not use them in this Bible journaling process, so I may come back and share that, I may not, but I really love how she shared that she always read these verses to always just encourage her to think about good things, and then she was able to reinterpret them. And I believe that is one of the most incredible things about studying the Bible and Bible journaling is you never know what else you can pick up. We may think we know a verse or a set of verses, and God can always put something else on your heart. And with Brianna, she just finished up writing A Circle of Quiet, all about peace, and so he kind of guided her back towards that way. So I think that's awesome. Let me jump into my page here real quick. I took apart the pansies. So the pansies were on stems. I decided to cut them off and tuck them in at the top of my page. I popped up the little dusty pink or dusty rose flowers. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking some leaves from the floral ephemeras and I'm also adding them up there as well. And I'm sure you noticed I stitched around Philippians 4:8-9, and I did it in purple. I actually changed the color of my thread in my Bible. I tend to use black, but this needed a color, and she kind of had a little outline of purple on there, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm taking this over to my Bible, and this is going to be like a little tip-in. So when I do multiple pages with paper on tip-ins like this, I always put the first piece down, and that is not going to move. I mean, I don't always do it, but for this case, because this is an interleaved Bible, I did it. So you could probably put them all together, but I decided to put it down, and then I am just folding over my top piece onto the pink paper, and I'm just going to stitch. I'm actually going to tape runner that down. And that'll make the first two pages flip up nicely. And then I come in with clear Scotch tape. I am perfectly fine using clear Scotch tape. Normally nobody sees it, but I'm making a video here so you all are seeing it. And what I do is I put half the tape on the piece that needs to go down, and then the other half is going to be folded under to go into my Bible. And this is where you just need to line it up. I gently put it down in the beginning so to make sure that it's exactly where I want to line it up, and then I just go from there. Another way to do this that's super easy is to just take washi tape, or you could just tape it up at the top. It just depends on what your preference is. You could tape it and then put washi tape on top of it. For this set of paper, I didn't want to take anything away from the artwork. I thought it was beautiful, so I decided to do it with the Scotch tape. And now I'm just coming in with some washi tape, and I'm covering up the little empty spot between the first and second page, and then because I did it there, I decided to come in and put it there. Again, hardly anybody's going to see it. You all are seeing it because I'm doing a video, and my daughter down the road may see it, but it's all good. So now you're going to get to see the beautiful ephemera pieces that Brianna has along with this collection, as well as some of the blank cards that she has, and it's really cool. She included the cards with the ephemera, so that's really awesome. And now I'm just going to kind of read what she talks about with the cards. She says, I encourage you to use these cards to write down the true, the noble, the right, the pure, the lovely, the admirable, the excellent, and the praiseworthy, and keep them in front of you, to meditate and dwell on, to replace any fear, anxiety, or thoughts or words that you may have. And I will be doing that. So I am going to do something with the cards, maybe in a separate video. I'm not sure. If I don't do it in a video, it'll be on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me over there if you want to see all my stuff. I would love to be the person that videos every single thing I put on Instagram, but I can tell you right now, that's never going to happen. So check me out over there. And then I'm making little tabs in case, my daughter looks through this and doesn't see that it flips up. And I was looking at this light blue color, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really match. And I realized once I was done, that's Brave Little Taylor's paper. So I am blessed to create for 3 of the Better Together artists for Illustrated Faith. Brianna is brand new for me. This is my first collection that I'm doing for her. Tamara Arcilia, I'm now done for a couple months, and then Taylor's back. So I won't be doing videos for all 3, I don't think. So again, if you want to see those, check them out on the gram. Here I'm just coming in and I'm writing a couple little prayers. I'll share one of them with you. I'm okay with that. I say, Lord, I know I can do anything with you behind me. Whatever comes my way, I know you are already prepared. Every day I start and end with you. And I go to my Bible, I do a little bit of study, and I cut some of that out because I might do a video just focusing on how I study. And now I'm just going to come in, and everything that's going in underneath the first page is going to lay down flat. So only that top page has a little bit of pop dots, and I'm okay with doing that in this Bible because I can put something in between to give me a sturdy background for when I'm designing on another page. And here, I was going to tuck these in perfectly, but I forgot, and I had put my tape runner down, so I'm just cutting off the bottom pieces, and it works perfectly great. So I love the little bird in there with the pots, and these colors, I used to never like purple, and I'm a blonde, so purple really looks good on blondes, and I didn't really get that until, I don't know, 10 years ago, and now I love it. I love this color scheme. I love that. I actually love the color scheme in general that Illustrated Faith has this month. So again, all these little details, these are all hand painted by Brianna, and I just think it's so incredible. I love to see the process, and I love to see the outcome, and I cannot rave about Brianna enough. Again, go follow her over on her Instagram. Okay, this washi that I'm using that I mentioned earlier, this is Illustrated Faith's washi. It's still in stock, and it's called Mint Gingham. So if you want to pick that up, if you wash this and it's not available, it's a gingham. I'm sure you can find something coordinating to it somewhere. I was going to bring in a little bit of the purple, but I decided to stick with the mint just to give it a little bit of extra something, but again, not to take away from her artwork. When I was studying these verses again, I really leaned into what Brianna said about how these verses were how Jesus viewed people and how he sought out people with these qualities. He wants us to lean on him, to give all of our anxiety and worry to him so we can focus on hope and peace. That is part of his ultimate goal. And I know how hard that is right now with what's going on in the world. We hear people pray for peace in like beauty pageants and stuff, and and not to knock anybody in a beauty pageant, that's not it at all. But you always see like in movies where they're like, oh, and I pray for world peace. And wow, am I ever praying for world peace right now? I'm praying for peace in my own country, in my own state. So if we can just lean more into Jesus and what his teachings were about and make those applicable to our own selves and the people around us and what we look for and what we want to be like, I think it's a game changer. Okay, now back to my page. So you're seeing me take a thread. I actually cut a little bit extra thread, and what I do is I take a photo split. I found those at Hobby Lobby. I used to use them all the time in scrapbooking, and I just wrap it around. Like if I'm taking quite a bit of thread, I'll wrap it around there and then take the little backing off, and then I'll stick it under. So that's what you see me doing there. And now I'm just kind of checking everything out. I moved up the ephemera off the bottom pieces just to have it not show, that's just me. You could do it any way you want. And now I'm just going to come in and date stamp this. And that is wrapping up my video. So thank you to each and every single one of you that watch my videos. I appreciate you all so much. Again, please know that you are prayed for and you are loved. God bless you and have a good day.